So today on BK Sport, we are back here on a Friday for Controversy Fridays. Now, this is a new thing that we're starting up on the channel. We've obviously kind of already done one beforehand, but we didn't know that it was going to become a reoccurring theme. But you guys seem to really like that Israel Folau controversy discussion, and I thought, you know what, every single Friday, we're going to mix it up. We're going to mix it up, and we're going to talk about something that's controversial. But today, guys, obviously, you've seen the title, what we're going to be discussing. Now, this is a very, very sensitive topic to discuss, and I understand that. I understand there's going to be a lot of hate. I understand there's going to be people who agree with me. I understand there's going to be people who just kind of are in the middle, kind of similar like me. I'm not really in the middle. I'm more on one side. I'll never have everyone agreeing with everyone because it's just such a diverse topic. It is so in-depth and people have real true feelings regarding the topic. And I do understand that, but I do have an opinion as well, and that's the point of these Controversial Fridays. A lot of people are very misinformed about certain things, and they're only getting one side or they're getting that side, or they're never getting kind of both sides put together into one discussion. It's my opinion, and if you've got a different opinion, well, guess what? The comment section is open for business, son. Today's discussion point is obviously Cody Walker. Now, Cody Walker is a professional rugby league player in Australia. I'm wearing this shirt today because State of Origin's coming up on Wednesday, son. We are going to be there. And obviously, I'm a Queenslander, baby. Queenslander, baby. Don't you dare take this. Don't even think this is biased. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, you're just a Queensland fan. You just want to hate on blood blues players. I do hate on blues players, but not today. This is a genuine bloody discussion. Cody Walker is Indigenous, so he's an Aboriginal, part of the, the culture of Australia, the original civilization in this country before European colonisation. That's basically so that, people who subscribe to this channel from other countries who don't really know, understand that, the Indigenous and the white colonisation, that pretty much happens in every single country, so you understand. And Cody's come out and utilised this presence as being a part of this game, as being part of the New South Wales team, to come out and say, I'm not going to sing the national anthem of Australia before the State of Origin commences. This is obviously massive for a couple of reasons. Now, I know a lot of people are taking the piss out of it and saying, why should we care if he sings it or not? Like, most of his players can't even hold a note. And you're dead smack on. Most of his players can't hold a note. Not the point whatsoever. I know it's a scary topic to talk about, but it needs to be talked about. And it's not just something you just say, oh, why do you give a shit if someone's not singing the national anthem? Because there's meaning behind it today, guys. But let's get into the video and let's try and find out, what Cody Walker's intentions are, why he's actually coming out and doing this, compared to why Australians and a lot of people out there are not happy with this and are against it. No one is technically right in the situation, but, we're going to do our best. Alright, to start us off, let's talk about Cody Walker's intentions, because you won't really understand why there's so much hate if you don't understand Cody Walker's intentions in the first place. If you aren't aware of Australia's history, it's quite brutal. It's actually quite disgusting how things have eventuated in this country over the last 300, 400 years. Back before 1770, which was the year that the British founded Australia, this country was inhabited by the Indigenous, the Aboriginals, and this was their land. Now, no matter what, whether the Europeans get here first or anyone, there's trust me, no matter what, the Aboriginals would have been conquered. It just would have happened. Colonization was inevitable. Europeans don't make it, Spanish do. It's just, trust me, okay? No matter what, this place will be colonized. Maybe not to the extent and the brutality of how it was colonized, but it still would have been colonized. Now, in 1770, when the British arrived, it was not a fantastic arrival. It was brutal, it was disgusting, and as a white Australian myself, I'm not proud of it. I don't owe anyone anything. I didn't do anything. There are people from hundreds of years ago that have nothing to do with me as a person, but in the same sense, I still feel bad, I still feel horrible, I feel disgusted that something like this could actually be done by a human being, okay? Now, I can't get into the details because I don't have enough time in this video, but what happened with the colonization of Australia was just despicable, and that's all I'll say on it. Now, moving past that, we get to further down the line in the late 1800s where the Australian national anthem was created. Now, also, it wasn't actually adopted till like 1984 or something like that, but the national anthem of Australia was not created with the Indigenous in mind. It wasn't created with anyone else in mind but the white society of the country. This is also big coming from me because I've grown up my entire life singing this national anthem, and look, I loved it. I love the national anthem. I'm not gonna lie. I'm proud of my country. I'm proud singing the national anthem, but I do understand that it was made with ill intentions. This now brings us to one of many, and well, obviously specifically talking about Cody Walker, but he's not the only one saying this. Now, to put it simply, Cody Walker just does not want to sing the national anthem. He feels like it doesn't represent his culture, and it doesn't represent his culture. It represents absolutely nothing to do with the Indigenous. So in his mind, he's like, why should I sing this? Why should I sing this proudly in front of thousands, in front of millions, when I don't believe what it's representing? That's why he's upset, and that's why he's publicly come out and basically shunned the anthem and said, we need to change this anthem. And through this, Josh Adokar, another player for New South Wales, has come out and said he won't sing the national anthem either. In comparison, there's a whole nother side in which Australians are obviously, they do not agree with this stance being taken. Australians are very proud people. We're a very proud country, and when people say something negative about the country in any aspect, especially something like a national anthem, obviously it will cause outrage. I'm not going to show off the blatantly racist comments that were made on the Big House Sport post on this issue asking if you guys wanted to see this. I literally posted it because I wanted to see if people wanted me to talk about it, plus also I was just letting people know of the situation. But the general consensus from the Australians that I'm referring to is like, it's disrespectful to the people of Australia who had nothing to do with 300 years ago. There was a specific one referencing the ancestors who fought for this country, who literally went to war fighting for this country, fighting for the flag, fighting for the anthem, fighting for the people. And they feel like it's very outrageous to be disrespecting something that brings such pride and honor to this country. And there are also those comments that reference that, there's so many things that Australia does to apologise for something that was done hundreds of years ago by people that have nothing to do with us right now. And we'll hate this shit, because I hate being called a villain. I hate being made out to be a villain just because I'm a white Australian, because of things that happened 200, 300 years before I was damn well born, man. Do we all still think the Germans are still Nazis because of what happened in the 1940s? No, people moved on from that. People don't truly believe that the Nazis are all of Germany. Back then, it was pretty much all of Germany. I'm not going to say they did anything worse than what happened in Australia, but they did horrendous things that globally impacted the world. Now, people in Germany, are they expected to owe everything to the world for what they did in the 1940s? I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. I don't owe anyone anything. I don't owe anyone anything. I have beliefs, I have opinions on the situation, and my beliefs and opinions on the situation is that it was horrible, it was disgusting, and I feel really, really bad that it happened. But I don't owe anything. No, I don't owe anything. And it doesn't matter what anyone says. I do not owe anything. I have not done the things that were happened hundreds of years ago. Don't blame the people of today. Back then, yeah. Most of us agree with you. Most of us agree. But back then, completely different time to now. Put it out now. I'm not to blame for this. White Australians of nowadays are not to blame for things that happened in the 1700s. So now that we've found out where both parties are kind of at, I'm going to give my opinion on what my middle ground is. Firstly, yes, okay, I believe it should be changed. I truly believe the anthem should be changed. One, because it is disrespectful. Two, because it doesn't represent the entirety of this country. And three, because it obviously is simply outdated. It is outdated. I love it. I'm proud of it. But when a part of the country doesn't feel it is aligned at all whatsoever with their representation of their culture, you know that something is wrong, man. You know that something's not right. So my opinion on this is pretty simple. I feel like we should rectify this. I don't know how long it's going to take to rectify this. It's not going to be a simple process. People aren't going to agree on this new anthem. But one reference I will use is the New Zealand national anthem. No, I absolutely love the New Zealand national anthem. Now, when we're doing game day experience vlogs and we're at Australia vs New Zealand, or we're in Fiji doing the Oceania Rugby Sevens vlogs, and we're listening to that New Zealand anthem, that's inclusive, man. That represents their European colonization, but it also represents the Maoris, or Mold. I'm not too sure how you pronounce it. Sorry, Kiwis. I apologize. I think it's like Moldy. I think it's like Moldy or Maori, or I'm not too sure. I'm not going to try and get it. I'm sorry. But I love that national anthem because it represents their entire culture. They all love it. They all feel it's a part of them. They all feel that it represents the entirety of New Zealand. They have half of the song in English and they have half of the song in Maori. So, it's really inclusive of everyone. Now, we're saying all this. I agree. Don't sing the national anthem. Don't do it. If it doesn't represent you, doesn't represent your people, don't do it. As I said in the Israel Folau video, if you have a belief, then fight for your beliefs. Fight for what you have to say. Fight for your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. But like I said in the Israel Folau video, there are consequences for your actions. There are consequences for your opinions. You are publicly standing out, and although it's not your ambition, it's not your drive to embarrass the country, and that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to stand up for your people, and I've explained well enough that I agree with you. But in reality, this is embarrassing Australia publicly. This is really embarrassing everything to do with this country, and standing out like this, although it is probably necessary for change, there has to be some kind of consequence for this. There has to be a consequence for doing something so abrupt, because otherwise this could be a way for anyone to utilize this kind of platform to try and instigate massive change in any country worldwide. Take Colin Kaepernick, for example. He fought for the African American civilization of America, and we all know how that turned out. But we're not going to talk about that. I feel that he probably shouldn't be playing for Australia. And furthermore, on that, Queensland vs New South Wales State of Origin is basically a qualifier for the Australian team. You need to be eligible for the Australian team to play in the State of Origin. This is why you don't see Tongans playing in it, New Zealanders playing in it. They choose to represent their country. Okay, and the whole point of State of Origin is that you're choosing to represent Australia. When you put on that Australian jersey, right, you are representing the entire culture, whether it be the horrible past or the goods of the past. You are representing every single part of the civilization from day dot. 100%. We're literally putting on that shirt and defending the pride of this country, Australia. But by coming out and slamming the national anthem like this, you know, you're saying that this country isn't aligned with your cultural beliefs at the moment. And like I said, that's well and good, but that also means that you don't agree with Australia right now. You don't agree with what this country represents right now. You don't agree with it. Argue with me. Tell me I'm wrong. Do you agree with how Australia is right now? Do you agree that we've come along the path that you believe? Obviously not, because you're making a stand. So I truly don't feel that you should be going out there and representing this country in its current stage. The current stage needs to be rectified. It currently needs to be changed. But until it's changed, I don't believe you should be going out and representing a country that you truly don't believe is in line with your cultural beliefs. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that. I know they will, but that's my opinion. It's my opinion. I feel like it needs to happen. I'm happy for Cody Walker to play. You know, I'd love Cody Walker to play. I'm a Queenslander. I don't care, man. I want the best players playing for our country. But those best players need to be going out there and representing the country in its entirety. Bad history, perfect history, everything. It doesn't matter what history. They're representing every single part and aspect of this country in its entirety. So in summary of everything I've just said, basically, I agree. Don't sing them. I stand for you. I agree with you. I believe that you're right. I believe that things need to be rectified. I believe that things need to be changed. I believe that you have the option, you have the opinion, you have the belief to go against the current standings of Australia and fight for what your culture believes in. I agree with you. I understand. But there are consequences, and I don't believe you should be playing for Australia. And you're not defending the intentions of the entire country. You're not defending the intentions of every aspect of Australia. You know, there's your people and there's their people, and I don't believe that should be a thing. There shouldn't be a your people and their people. There should be just Australians. But that's going to do us for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please give me thumbs up so I know that you're enjoying this content. I know there's probably going to be a few dislikes. That's just going to come from the inevitable people that disagree with me, even though that's not really what this is meant to be. I mean, like, thumbs up if you enjoyed this kind of video, man, because I love these kind of videos. It's really interesting to talk about, and I also feel like videos like this initiate change as well, because I'm a white Australian and I'm getting my support behind Cody Walker. Yes, there is part that I feel is necessary that is against it, but the majority, I agree with Cody Walker, man. If you do enjoy your sport, and I'm talking any kind of sport, son, and then definitely hit the subscribe button. We are back in Australia. Well, we're in Fiji right now because we're about to go film the Chiefs vs Crusaders vlog, but then we're coming back for State of Origin on Wednesday. So if you do love your sport, like I said, hit the subscribe button, and while you're there, go and hit the little ding-a-ling-a-ling notification bell so you get a notification every time we upload. And that's going to do us for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.